itself. So I think what you were trying to say is that this is something about the way people are supposed to sort of escape this preconceived notions of what are controlled notions, if you will. And you've had to read a lot of dystopian fiction in WJPS about how government controls us and how that's bad. Which, by the way, nobody controls what we choose for you to read. A lot of us kind of have the choice to give you what we like. And obviously, Mr. Cross really likes a lot of dystopian fiction. And dystopian fiction usually resonates pretty well with adolescents because it goes with a lot of the tenets of what adolescents believe. So, I mean, it's usually a good choice. Whether or not you like it is a personal thing, but I don't know. I liked it when I was your age. I like it now. But I don't think it's all like that. But I think the point that you were trying to make with the irony is that this is one thing that's sort of about encouraging who should participate in government situations and yet still being controlled by that body itself. And that's the irony, right? That's where you're going with that? Mm-hmm. He's just going, yes. I don't know if I'm right or not. Yes?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. So, interesting. Barbara, Larry, you guys just kind of hand off to each other. Don't.
This somewhat goes with what you're saying. Not actually. If religion stifles enlightenment, just a veil for these bigger truths that we're trying to find.
I kind of thought of religion as part of the shadows. That's because what I took away from it is like escaping the cave is to answer things for yourself, and to stay in the cave is to listen or to accept other people's answers. Because like you can accept other people's answers, but like if you have questioned it yourself and have come to the same answer, then of course it's really be fine to take the same answers that someone else has. But like the thing of escaping the cave is to ask for yourself. So, with religion, I think that religion is the shadows.
I think that's also why Plato set it up in a dialogue, because like what you were just saying would be two people having a conversation about something, and then the one who's the student was just answering every question that the teacher threw at him, and he was figuring out for himself as he answered the questions that yes, I do believe this, yes, like this does make sense, and he slowed, like it was kind of like a journey, like the teacher would just tack on new ideas and the student kind of just embraced them, and like you could see the thought process that was going on as a new idea came up.
Back to the religious discussion, I don't think we can definitely say that religion conceals reality, because it's hard to track reality overall. I'm not really sure what reality is, and I don't think I ever will know.
Well, I mean, I think that we can, say that religion obstructs reality, because religion is just the answers from someone else, from a book or from your creed, from whatever that institution, the high institution is. And if you were to, leave the cave and come across religion in the world on your own, that would be okay, because you came across it and you're, I guess, questioning it and accepting it as it occurs in life. But just accepting religion without questioning it is really kind of the problem there.
What do you consider what degree of questioning is bringing you to the road of enlightenment?
What degree of questioning? That's actually really difficult.
Anyone else have an answer?
I don't think we can measure.
I would say like embracing science, because like politics, you can see that global warming is just an embrace that it's a real thing. But before, it was like just thought of as a fairy tale because it's an inconvenient truth.
To add on to Peter said, sorry Peter, but it's not the fact that you guys follow science or religion, it's the fact that it was just chance that you were born into that religious household. Like, I'm Spanish, so it's the chance that I was born into a Christian household with most Spanish people, Hispanics. It's the fact that you were just born into that household and you were already assigned to it at a very young age. It's to sort of like drift off to that path of like philosophy where you're looking for your own thing. It's okay if you look for another religion. It's more accepting, or like more of that philosophy type thing, like as if you guys are trying to say, is that you go and search for a different type of belief or system. So
How many of you in here have at some point or another questioned, and we'll just talk, I don't want to dispute or debate people's religious choices right now, just in general, how many have questioned whatever belief they were born into? Okay, so I feel what Kerwin was saying is spot on, and instead of maybe talking about religions as the institution of it, as opposed to faith in general, separate from an organized religion, which might have a lot of constraints within it, and different belief systems that sort of control one. It can be argued that they control. Other people might find it freeing. But these are things you have to decide, as Kerwin was suggesting, on your own. I could give you a little, for example. When I was growing up, I was raised Jewish. I was forced to go to Hebrew school from first grade, and I am saying forced. I did not enjoy it. I did not like going to Hebrew school. I did not like going on the weekends. My brother used to sneak away and not go after my mom dropped him off. I did not enjoy Hebrew school. It wasn't for me. I went though until I got bat mitzvahed. And then once I got bat mitzvahed, 8 years after I started going to Hebrew school, my parents said to me, if you don't want to practice Judaism, that's up to you. We encourage you to find your own faith, the thing that you want to believe in. And we will support whatever you decide. So for the next several years, I read about a lot of different faiths. The Eastern ones really appealed to me the most. Buddhism, in particular, and a lot of other Zen philosophies that really spoke to me. And I said that to my parents, and my parents were totally cool with it, but I didn't want to practice any religion, honestly, religiously. I didn't want to go to a religious place and have to, because for me it wasn't where I felt at home. That's not to say that it's not okay for someone else to feel that way, but for me personally, it wasn't for me. And I've gone to Buddhist meditations, and I've sat through different kinds of ceremonies in different places, just because you can't know until you try. That's generally how I've lived my life up till now. You don't know until you try. So I tried a lot of things. And ultimately what I decided on is, I respect my Jewish heritage, proud of it, traditional Jewish person. I celebrate the holidays, they're fun, we eat, we hang out, just like most religions, you know, sit around the big table, eat a lot of food that makes you feel sick after a while, keep eating anyway, and celebrate with family. That's really what it's about, family. So traditional Jewish person, but not religious Jewish person. Still really like Zen Buddhist teachings. Really, really dig it. Really outside the box, kind of love everyone sort of philosophies. And at the end of the day, anything that makes people feel good about themselves, I'm for. So if you're a Christian and you love to be Christian and that makes you feel whole, awesome for you. If you're Muslim and you love being Muslim, awesome for you. Like, I feel like if we all were in a place, and I think that Plato would say this as well, where we found whatever we are through our own journey, as Peter suggested, then that is where we are. It doesn't necessarily need to be the end resting place of where we end up, but that is where we are now. There's an ever-present now, always you have to be present in, as you're moving through those questions, kind of figuring out where you're going to go next. But being present enough in the now to recognize what you're learning, how you're learning it, and what kind of question you need to ask next to find that next path. So Lara, that question for Peter about, you know, how much questioning is the right amount of questioning, I think that in itself is a very personal answer. some people are very happy answering one question and then never moving forward again. Like they found their answer and it was black and white right in their face, and the concrete nature of the black and white is very satisfying when the answer is there. And then for other people, that's not good enough. The shades, the gradients is where they find their peace, knowing that there isn't a right answer and that the journey itself, as cliche as it sounds, is kind of the peace. Just knowing that you're on this road, and this road is a crazy road, and you'll encounter different things along the way. You'll change your course. You'll go where you got to go. So at this point in your lives, when you start to question, as Plato would hope everybody would, you just have to keep asking yourselves, am I comfortable where I am? Do I want to know another way? Where do I seek that other way? How do I know I've seeked the right way, if there is a right way? And why did I end up here right now? Always live in that why instead of living in the what is all around me, live in the why am I here kind of place. What do you guys think about that? Stumped. You guys are right at the beginning of your road. That's the best part about all of this. Like, you don't realize it yet. Like, as I what? No, I thought it's exciting. Yeah. You guys will write your own books, and I'll be very proud about that when it happens. But honestly, you won't realize how awesome and how big everything is in front of you until you're standing amid it, either very, very, very overwhelmed or very excited by it. So the challenge for today when you leave, and think about writing about this on your blogs in any way you want. You could write a poem, you could just write your thoughts when you leave here today, things that you're sort of thinking about. Like, where are you on that journey? What is the world to you now? And is it broad or is it small? And what do you want from it? Does that make sense? Yeah, if you want. That's no way, shape, or form an assignment. That's if you feel inspired to write about something that comes up as a result of this. Are you kidding me? No extra credit in this class.